Well, bless up, everybody. This is yours truly, Empress Chassie Warmington, aka All That Chaz, aka Lupus Slayer. Hey, I'm coming to you all today, this afternoon, talking about a very sensitive and touchy subject. And I know that, especially with me being a woman, talking about issues like this sometimes can be misconstrued as me being biased or me taking up for women. But no, I'm a firm believer in principles, and I'm a firm believer in doing to others as you want them to do unto you, being fair, being reasonable, being mature, being responsible, and taking accountability for your actions, whether good or bad. That's what I stand for. So it's nothing about me stating this for to bash men. And my topic today is on the Let's Talk People show is men, stop blaming women for the deceitfulness of men. Stop blaming us for it. Because this is the thing. I want you all to understand this. This is coming from a woman, and I definitely want a man's point of view. If a man wants to chime in, wants to be added to the video on Instagram, because I'm also on Instagram Live as well, because for some reason Facebook Live just it don't allow me to add someone in. But if you're on my Instagram, All That Chaz, that's ALLCHJAZZE, All That Chaz. You can just and I can add you in. But I wanted to talk to men particularly about this. Only reason is because I've been seeing a lot of male posts, and I've been seeing this for years, where I see a lot of men tell women, choose better men, stop choosing these bums, stop choosing this kind of man, that kind of man. But I'm going to be realistic, and this is stuff that I've seen for myself, and I'm going to tell you, I have lived in 5 different states. I've lived overseas. And I have seen the same thing happen no matter where I've lived and resided. That a lot of men do lie to women to get what they want from those women. And me having a son, I told my son, I teach him, don't treat any woman any way you would not want a man to treat me. Now, with that, there's also going to be a flip side to this. I'm going to get on the women at the end, okay? So don't take offense, man. Don't get guarded, be ready to fight. Don't put your dukes up yet. Just hear me out, all right? Just hear me out. So, but it's just like I know people who have been married for several years, not just in a relationship, but married for several years. And I'm quite sure you guys probably have seen news reports about it or read news articles or something about it where there's this man, he was married for 25 years. 25 years to the same woman. They have 5 children together. All of a sudden, hey, how are you? Thanks for watching on my IG. Appreciate you for watching. This guy decided that he's not heterosexual, that he's homosexual out of 25 years of marriage and 5 children. And a lot of people would say, and I'm going to tell you what, majority of the comments that was up under there, both from men and women now, they accused the wife. This is what they said. Well, she should have seen signs. Well, she should have known something. Well, she this, well, she that. Rarely did anybody try to make the man be accountable and responsible for what he did and his choices and his decisions. Now, to me, 25 years of marriage and 5 children, a lot of times, majority of people are not going to see that their spouse have homosexual tendencies or is interested in someone of the same sex as them. They're not going to see that when they've been married to someone that long, especially when they have that many children with them. Are you kidding me? So the fact that a lot of people went on the attack on the woman It's just proof how, and we see it all the time, and this is something that is a lot of people don't like to talk about because it is a very sensitive subject. But a lot of time women are often blamed for things that we should not be blamed for. Why is it that she should have seen it versus he should have never married her in the first place if he felt like he would be attracted to men, or if he had already been attracted to men all of those years, all this time? Especially 25 years. You're going to wait 25 years of marriage and 5 children later to tell your wife, oh, I'm homosexual. I just stayed with you because of religion, what my family would think, what people would say about me. It's like he had all of these excuses. And you know what? People was all for him, his excuses. They were like, oh, yeah, that's understandable. It's like they were being understandable for him, but they weren't being understandable for the woman. So I just kind of, that what really kind of struck me to want to talk about this particular topic, because this situation, because I see it a lot where women are often blamed for the bad decisions and bad choices that their significant other, their husband makes, that causes them to fall apart and break the family unit, instead of people holding the man accountable for it. Prime example, I used to work in family children court when I was in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and I did Garden of Ladam for the family children courts in South Carolina, Fort Jackson. And one thing that I noticed that happened is a lot of the women who came in there, even married women who are putting their significant other, their spouse, on child support, and they have, the ones that's married have a legal separation from them. The women was primarily being blamed. It's just the truth of the fact is this is a male dominant world. Even though women are actually the ones that keeping this world circulating and functioning, because we spend the money more so than men. A lot of men do not spend nearly as much money as women, and that's factual. Women are keeping this economy afloat, okay? But at the same time, women are always up to blame for the bad choices that a lot of men make. And, I saw that, and I was just like, wow, that's really messed up. Like, how the court's going to hold this woman responsible for, the one judge had audacity to tell a lady, so, well, you the one that married him, you picked him, you married him. And she's like, no, he picked me. And I gave him a chance, and this is how it ended up 8 years later. I didn't know this was going to happen beforehand. I'm not, and it's true. Some people do change. I've been in situations like that. I've been in relationships where the person, and I'm not talking about a relationship that you just jump into because the chemistry is so strong and the effect, there's strong infatuation. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about relationships where you build a friendship with the person, and you listen to what they say and what they don't say. And so, hey, how are you, Majesty? Thanks for tuning in. And so, you see, the different things that people do, but nobody can really pre-predict that someone is going to turn on them. And so for me, I got to know the guy. We started working out together, because that's originally where I met him at the gym. I was, going to the gym advocately, working out and stuff. We connected. Well, this was like a year later, and we started dating. And one day I got out of school early. I got off work, and then I went to class, and the teacher was sick, so class was dismissed because they couldn't get anybody at the last minute. So, which I actually ended up becoming the substitute teacher. Just had to throw that in there. But anyway, seriously though, I get to I'm riding the metro right on the subway, and guess who do I see? This guy, this same dude that was trying to court me for an entire year. And I finally gave him an opportunity. all hugged up and kissing with another female, with another woman. I didn't see that coming. How can I be blamed for that? He lied. He deceived. He was being deceitful. So I walked right over there to him and I just tapped him on the shoulder. And I was like, oh, hi. I was like, oh, I was like, okay, so you never told me that you were involved with somebody else. I came to find out him and this particular female had been together. They were high school sweethearts and everything. They had been together for 8 years. 8 freaking years. And he never told me anything about her. I used to go to this guy's house regularly. That's the thing. Like, you would have never known that he had somebody because we were always hanging out at the gym, you know, going out. I stayed the night at his spot. He stayed the night at my spot. There's no female clothing or anything. Nothing hidden or anything, because I'm the type, I'm going to ramble. Yes, I'm a snooper. I like to snoop because I need to make sure what's going on. Okay. So, yes, I'm a snooper. Yes, for those of you guys, just letting you all know that. And there was nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. Not a hair clip, not a lipstick, not a broken nail, nothing. You know, not even hair weave, you know, strands, nothing. And he wasn't one of these super emasculate people who just immaculate people who just keep everything spotless. He was clean, but he wasn't one of those super spot people with the white gloves, and that wasn't him. He was just, you know, a general clean person. But, you know, there was nothing that indicated that this man was in a relationship with somebody. So after I found that out, of course, I broke it off, but he wouldn't leave me alone. He kept pursuing me. And I'm just like, why are you pursuing me when you are in a relationship with somebody and you've been in a relationship with this young lady for 8 years? You guys got together in high school. And, you know, so I just didn't understand what was what and why, you know, this person would lie like that. So it was just kind of, it was like, what was the point and the purpose of that? That's just like stupid. Why would you, you know, be deceitful like that? Fake truth will be told. Fake truth will be told. You six. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean by that. His most sacred majesty on Instagram. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Can you clarify it for me, please? Thank you. But yeah, so, you know, there was no conversation after that, because I'm not one of those type that's going to keep that. I've always been like, one strike you're out when it comes to infidelities or somebody doing something very horrific criminally or something, because I can't put myself in that position, because once you have broken that trust with me like that, I'm done. There's no second, third, no sorry, I didn't mean to do it, because this is the thing. If I can be faithful to you and be aware and be responsible to not put myself in a situation where I would find myself having sex with somebody else and not supposed to be in a committed relationship with you or married to you, but I'm out here mingling and flirting and putting myself in a vulnerable position, then, you know, I can't blame him. I can't say, well, you should have seen it coming. You should have seen me flirting. You should have seen it. I can't blame him for that. That's all. That would have been solely on me, you know. So that's all I'm saying is, like, you have to we have to put the blame where the blame goes. And I don't know what this mentality is that's been going around lately with a lot of these posts talking about women need to choose better than men. No, men need to stop being deceitful, the ones that are doing that. Because my thing is, you can't hold the woman responsible for your deceit and for your lies. Just like a woman cannot. Okay, let's switch this. Let's flip this. I know a female married, And she used to want to use me as a cover while she go out there and cheat on her husband. And I told her I wasn't going to do it. Her and I failed out. You know, she said that I wasn't a real friend because if I was a real friend, I would have looked out for her. I'm not. I am looking out for you. I'm trying to save your marriage, you dumbass. How is me not looking out for you when I'm refusing to participate in your deceitfulness because you want to sit out here, you want to go have your ice cream cake, eat it too. Look, if you're not happy with your husband, if you feel that he's not giving you what you need and you know you unhappy with him, then you need to file a divorce, irreconcilable differences, or go to counseling, do something. But don't put me in your mess. I don't do that. I'm sorry. I'm just not like that. I have lost a lot of so-called friends. They weren't really friends because I wouldn't, give in to doing, dirty shit like that. I'm not grimy like that. I can't give in and just do dirty, grimy stuff. I'm not like that. Sorry. Wrong person. Sorry, but not sorry. Actually, not sorry. I'm not going to do that for nobody, period. Even my own child. I told my son, if you commit a crime, you do something you got no business doing, don't be trying to come to me asking me to cover for you because I'm not going to do it, especially if it's something very, horrible or hideous. I'm not going to look out for you. I can't do it because I'm not going to go to jail for perjury or, for aiding and abetting. I'm not going to end up being an accessory because you want to go out here and do something that you shouldn't be doing. That's wrong. So all I'm saying is stop trying to blame other people for someone else's actions. If they, we're all responsible for our own actions, and we have to deal with the consequences. And it just seems like when it comes to certain things and certain people, we don't like to hold them accountable for it. It's just like with these cops. How the cops, this is amazing when the cops go around killing melanin men, and they seem to get a slap on the wrist. We want to hold the cops accountable for it, but when melanin men are dogging women out, and we don't want to hold them accountable for it. And I won't even say melanin men. I would just say men in general. If any man, regardless of his race and nationality, is doing that, we don't want to hold him accountable for it. So I'm just like, it can't be a double standard with that. It can't be contradiction in that. So, we have to stop with this. Oh, she should have known better, or she should have did this, she should have did that. Why she didn't do this? Why she didn't do that? Why he didn't? Why he did what he did? Why he lied? Why did he mislead her? Why did he use her? Why we can't say that instead of saying, well, she should have known she was being used. She knew he wasn't no good. She did, she that. Now, this is what I'm going to do on the flip side of that, because guess what? A lot of that is still true to an extent. Females, women, and I have to, boy, woo! I tell you, me learned this. I learned this quick too. If you know that it's a bad boy, and see a lot of you females like going to these bad boys. Y'all like them because they're exciting. They do crazy stuff. They're exciting. But with that excitement, there's a downfall with that. So now you didn't take the time to get to know this person, or this person. And this is what I hate. This is what I really hate what females do, women do. Well, yeah, he may have all of those things, but ain't nobody perfect. Everybody do bad stuff. Yeah, but no, you know what? You can choose what bad stuff to do. With our imperfections, we all have them. True enough. I'm sorry, guys. My eye is like itching right here. We all have imperfections. True enough, but do we have to allow those imperfections to rule us? So for you women who see these red flags and you still dive in head first, you're not a victim. You can't say, well, he cheated on me, he this, he that. And first and foremost, especially if he left a female to be with you, if he left one woman to be with you, or he left his now ex-wife or wife, if y'all, doing that like that, to be with you, why do you feel you're an exception? I hate when women feel like they're an exception. He'll never do that to me. Well, I know I got him on lock. Well, he gonna do that to me because I'm different. I'm not like her. And that you're not an exception, baby. You're not. And a lot of times guys will still go, they will go out there and they would cheat. But the thing is, they don't get caught because they know what to do. Because they're like, well, dang, I got caught before and this is what I did. So let me not do that again. So now you with this cheater, this liar, this manipulator, and because he know what to do now to not get caught, you're not going to even know it. You'll think he's at work because he's bringing in money or what, or he's doing stuff, and he's actually cheating on you at the same time. So I'm just saying, stop acting like you're an exception and like your punani is so good that you got him on lock. No, you don't, boo-boo. You do not have him on lock, because just like he left that woman to be with you, he can leave you to be with somebody else, all in due time. You know, it doesn't always happen that way, but majority of the time it does happen that way. I say a good 80% of the time it happens that way. So don't, even if it doesn't happen until 10 years down the line, sometimes it'll be a whole decade that'll pass by before it happens. It still, a lot of times, eventually will happen. He will do you the exact same way. Because it's like, okay, you're old news. I'm tired of you. You know, it's like you a old worn pair of shoes. I'm done. I need to go get me a new one, new pair. And that's how some guys treat women, and some women treat men the same way. But I'm just saying, women, you have the responsibility. Let me tell you all something. And this is, I kid you not, my mom laughs at me. I mean, she be rolling because I have every guy that I have dated. And I'm not talking about like somebody that I had a fling with or whatever. Even a lot of them. Guess what? I have their social security number. I have their date of birth. I have their driver license number. I have all of that stuff. And this was before the technology was as advanced as it is now. That it is advanced, I still get it. Yes. I'm not going to date you and not know how to get in contact with you and know how to reach you. Oh no, we're not going to do that. And another thing I'm going to do too, I'm going to check your family out. I'm going to check you out, type of people you hang out with, what you get to. I'm going to take my time to get to know you as a person, as opposed to, oh damn, he's cute, he fine, ooh, he sex me so good, oh, I love the way he hold me, I love the way he kiss, I love the way he look, he's so cute and fine. I could get past all of that. Let me tell you, that has never kept my attention. I have left millionaires. I left a doctor, okay? This doctor was like really in pursuit of me. This man could wine dine me, try to buy. I don't know if anybody know where Lake Spivey is, but if you know what Lake Spivey is in Lovejoy, Georgia, then you know that's a really nice area, okay? And they have nothing. Most of the areas is homes on Lake Spivey are all mansions. This guy, this doctor, literally took me, surprised me to this mansion, and he asked me, he was like, do you like this mansion? And I'm looking around, I'm seeing the car that I wanted in the driveway and stuff. So I'm starting to put two and two together before I could even say anything. He was like surprised that he handed me the keys to the mansion. You know what I did? I gave those keys right back to him. I told him to take me home, and I never called him after that. And you know why? Because I'm not the type of female that can be bought, especially if I don't know you well enough, if I'm not comfortable with you, if I see some red flags, if I see some things that's concerning to me, I'm going to pull away real quick. I learned to do that. Now, I should have did that in my last relationship. I should have did that. I saw the red flags, but at that time, I really didn't. At that very moment, I didn't really know that they were red flags. I just felt like it was just an obsessive ex. But it was way more to the story. And as our relationship further on, it took 5 years for me to finally, just stop making excuses and walk away. And it was because I didn't want to have another dead-end relationship. And that's another reason some of you women, we stay in dang on dead-ass relationship. We stay in miserable relationship. We stay in relationships and allow ourselves to be cheated on, to be mistreated, to suffer emotional and mental and psychological abuse from guys that we know are no damn good, because we don't want to start over, especially when you get to a certain age, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I thought I shouldn't be going through this again, especially at this age. So a lot of times we just deal with shit because that's what we're used to doing. But you don't have to deal with it, and you don't have to allow society to try to blame you for the actions, the inappropriate actions of a guy who has lied to you, who has been deceitful with you. And I'm gonna tell you something. I dated this guy. I met him at the mall one day. This was like, oh, this so long ago. Whew. I was in my 20s. Yeah, I was in my early 20s. I met this guy at a mall, and he told me his real name, and I confirmed all his information. I got his social security number. I got all his information too. So I kind of, something was just kind of off, because he just seemed too sneaky, and then he was very defensive. Like anytime I asked him questions, he was very short-tempered with it. Like he didn't like for me to ask him any questions about himself or about his family. Well, came to find out, he ended up, I discovered that he started using his brother's identification. He went and got an ID in his brother's name and social security and all of that stuff. A legitimate state ID, and even a driver license, obtaining a state driver license in his brother's name. And his brother, he said, was incarcerated for murder, and that he would never be getting out. Well, came to find out that wasn't true. His brother was murdered. So that, when he told, the fact that I found this out, and the way I found this out, because I Googled, I started researching to find out what was going on, because, I just figured he didn't want to talk about it because, of the sensitive nature of it, but I just had a feeling, a strong inkling that it was more to it. So I took it up on myself to start really digging into the situation, and I found the article. Boy, I changed my phone number so quick, and I moved immediately. I moved from where I was at. I did not want him to have no contact with me at all, because in the article it stated that he was under investigation and a person of interest for the murder of his brother. Okay? I was just like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So women, do your due diligence. Stop being so gung-ho on a man. Damn, y'all act like y'all ain't never had a dick a day in your life. Like, come on. Stop being dick crazy. Dick hungry. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And then y'all get yourselves in these situations, and then you get knocked up, especially the ones who think, oh, if I have sex with him and have a baby by him, I keep him, or I have connection with him forever. Not if he don't want to, because as we see, with the law don't really make these men be in their children's life. But let you abandon your child, you go to jail as a woman. And that I also see in family children court. The woman, if she neglect her child, she going to jail, and child going in state custody. But if the father walks out on the child, they don't look at it as abandonment, and he doesn't face the same type of punishment. So all I'm saying is, women, you have to use your common sense, and you have to stop being so damn emotional. Stop being so caught up on infatuation, because infatuation, especially when it's really strong, feels a lot like love. It imitates and mimics love so strongly that you really don't, it's really hard to tell if it's love or infatuation. It really is. It can be very hard to tell. But you, as the woman, is responsible for finding out the type of guy that you're with before you decide to lay with him. Now, granted, there's exceptions to that. Like the guy that I was just telling you about, who used his brother, got identification in his brother's name and everything. And that whole situation, that right there was on another level. I've never ever had met somebody in that situation before. And the thing about it, this guy is good looking. Boy, whew, this man is fine as hell. They say a lot of, you know what? I see a lot of, when I be seeing these mug shots and I be seeing these criminal stuff, these men be looking good as hell. They said most of the real good looking men are in jail. And damn it, they ain't lie, because I be seeing a lot of good looking men in jail. They showing they mug shots and stuff like that. I be like, damn, man, you look so good. You could be doing a lot with your looks. Why you want to go out here and be a thug, be a criminal gangbanger, do all this crazy shit with your cute ass self? Why do you want to do that? Man, you could, as good looking as you are, a lot of these women, they'll take care of you. You ain't even got to work. All you got to do is give her good dick, clean the house, have a meal cook for her every now and again, and she'll take care of you. You ain't got to do nothing. You don't have to go work no kind of 9 to 5, no 11 to 3. You ain't got to do none of that. She'll take care of you, okay? Like, seriously. But they say a lot of good looking men are in jail. And they didn't lie. And this guy, boy, it was just at first when, you know, it's like I couldn't deny it because it's like the information is there in my face. And I didn't want to like second guess it because I knew as soon as I start second guessing that information, then I'll find myself giving it to him and not accepting the truth. And women, we can be real bad about that. We can see stuff about a guy that would tell us he's no good. And we will find justifications. We'll make excuses for it. We'll make excuses for his inappropriate actions. We'll make excuses for it because we want what we want a lot of times. And sometimes we want a guy so badly that no matter, especially if he real fine or he real popular, and you know that he could get, a lot of women throw themselves at him and stuff like that. To you, you feel like you won the prize because he picked you and making claims of you to be his girl, to be his woman, to be his lady, even though these other females are throwing themselves at him. So a lot of times we have the tendency as women to block the obvious things and red flags that we see about a guy. And a lot of women do not take the time out to get to know a guy. We'll just go by what he say. And a lot of times they boys will take up for him. I've seen it. I'm telling you, I've been around dudes. I don't hung around guys so much. I used to always hang around guys. I hardly ever hung around females. I hung around guys all the time. And I would hear the stuff that they would say and see the stuff that they do. I'd be like, now, y'all know y'all wrong for that. They'd be like, well, she don't know, won't hurt her. Seriously, they be laughing about it. They be thinking it's funny. Here you go. Our stupid, naive selves and, dick hungry self, wanting love and affections, wanting selves. Just ignore every red flag there is out there that he's clearly showing. I'm not talking about the ones that are hard to identify, that might be a question mark over those particular red flags. No, I'm talking about the very clear, obvious red flags, like you're seeing the text messages, you're seeing the photos, you were catching him doing stuff, and then what's this? And he's like, oh, it ain't nothing, when you know it's something. But because that's what you want to hear. And that's another thing. See, women, when you do that, you can't then blame the man. You're not a victim. You can't then blame the man, especially when the evidence is concrete and it's in your face and you're going to believe what he said versus what you saw with your own 2 eyes and what you witnessed yourself, and you still rather listen to him tell you a lie and boldly tell you to your face. It's not like that when you clearly see that it is. When you clearly caught him having sex with another woman and he telling you, no, I wasn't really having sex with her, I was just doing that because she won't let me see the children, so I just did that. Oh okay, well, don't be doing that again, because next time it happened, I'm gonna leave. And then it'll happen another time because you're stupid. He see that you're gullible and that you're naive and that you're going to be a fool for him. So guess what? He's going to keep doing it. Yeah, guess what? At that point, you're no longer a damn victim. So don't be trying to victimize yourself after that. After he does show you who he really is, and you continue to stay with him, and you continue to go through that shit, you are no longer a victim. You're no longer a victim. So that's the flip side of, stop blaming men, stop blaming women for things that men do wrong. But you men who are out here and you're intentionally deceiving women, and you're intentionally, bluntly, in being disrespectful to women, and you're lying to women to get what you want out of them, your ass is 100% wrong. And females, when you see it, as soon as you catch it, run. Don't look back. Don't ask no questions. There's nothing to discuss. Once you catch it, there's nothing to discuss. Oh, okay. So he think I'm stupid. He think he gonna play me for a fool. All right. Block. Delete. It's done. Dude, I never knew you. You know? Because if you're not going to do that, then don't complain. If you're going to try to justify his inappropriateness, then don't complain about it. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. You know? And I'm going to be honest. That's why a lot of guys do that. Because a lot of women not having no damn standards. I'm telling you. A lot of women don't have standards. And a lot of these guys know that. They know a lot of women are desperate for a man, especially heterosexual men. They coming down real far in between these days. So you get you a good heterosexual man, especially a good one. I'm not talking about these little ragdoll men out here. Hell no, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about a good, decent, heterosexual man who is very family oriented, very self-driven, focused, you know, have his priorities in place and stuff. It's not too many. It's hard. It's very few in between. They're out there, but it's very far in between. I'm talking about that are single, not the ones that it's a slim picking. So I think a lot of women just feel like they don't have no choice but to just settle for anything. And guess what? When you constantly settle, it doesn't make the situation better. Look at the economy. What happened? Everybody just started settling for whatever the government started throwing at us. Nobody want to fight. Nobody want to stand up because it's too hard. It takes time. Nobody want to do with that because it takes effort and it takes work. So it's easier to just give in. And a lot of women, that's the way y'all are. Y'all just give the hell in to a lot of these no good ass guys. And guess what? Because you keep doing it, they're going to keep being the way they are because they're not being challenged to do better, and they're not going to see any reason to do better and be better. So why would they? Would they know that, okay, well, you don't want me to deceive you? That's okay. I'll go to the next one. I'll go to the next dumbass. I'll go to the next stupid woman. I'll go to the next naive woman. I'll go to the next hurt woman. I'll go to the next emotionally vulnerable woman and take advantage of her. Since I can't take advantage of you, they're going to keep doing that. Because you're not putting those standards up. You're not giving them any reasons to. So that's part of the other flip side of that. So, but I will say, in all though, regardless, that's just like if you are an accessory to a crime, if you hold a gun that was used in the commission of a crime, for someone because they're your family or your friend or, you know, you could be held liable as well by the courts. So, you know, don't allow yourself to be stupid. You play a stupid game, you're going to win a stupid prize. Like Judge Lynn Toller says. You play a stupid game, you're going to win a stupid prize. And that's true. And that's why a lot of women are going out here just having babies. Y'all just popping them out by these guys like it's nothing. And it's guys that y'all know is not going to be no goods for you all. You know they're no good. You know they're not going to stay. They're not going to take care of their children. They're going to be in and out their lives. They'll come around probably when you get a check every month or food stamps or when you get your income tax or whatever. They might come around then. But a lot of this, as far as just being there for their children, they're not going to do it. They're not going to try to take care of them or anything. They're going to leave it to their family members to do it. And sometimes not even their family members will even want to take care of the children. Because they're going to be like, I didn't lay down with you and have those children. You and him did it. So y'all need to work that out. We don't have anything to do with it. So then you find yourself as a single parent with multiple children by multiple men because you're being stupid. Or by the same man because you're being stupid. So you can't blame the man for that after a while. You can't. You have to take a stand. You have to start being strong and stop being weak. And stop being so gullible. Stop letting yourself be so gullible and so weak. And guys who are out there taking advantage of gullible, naive, emotionally broken females. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't worth nothing. I told my son, and I mean it. I said, you better never, ever, ever, ever in life abandon your children. If you get a female pregnant, you better stay there. You better take care of your children. And you're not going to be dogging no woman out. Not around me. Not around me. Because guess what? I'm going to take that personal. Because I didn't raise you like that. And I'm not fit to be one of these mothers who sit around here and be like, well, that's my son, that's my child, I'm going to love him. Yes, I can love him, but I don't have to put up and condone his bull crap that he's doing. And I flat out told him, and he know it. Don't be doing that mess. You gonna be dogging out some females. I'm gonna take that personal because that's saying that you don't have respect for women, and I'm your mom. So if you going out here being bluntly disrespectful to women, you be well, it's different, mom, because you my mom. That doesn't mean anything. Let the right situation come around. Let you get mad enough. You'll find yourself being disrespectful to me too, because it never fails. So I told him, oh hell no, I didn't raise you like that. Don't be treating no female any manner that you don't want a man to treat me. And you can't say you didn't know no better. Because I did teach you better than that. I taught you how to be a gentleman. I may not have been able to teach you to be a man per se, but I sure hell did teach you how to be a gentleman. And I be damned if I fit to sit up here and allow you to be treating women like a dog and think you finna come and hang around me and be up in my face and give me a hug, talk so you love me and stuff, and you out here treating women like they nothing. Oh, hell no. And I think if more mothers start doing that, a lot of their sons will get it together because they're going to be like, damn, my mom, she tripping. That's what they'll be like, dang, she tripping and stuff. She go put me down for these other female stuff. No, it's not about that. It's the principle of it. It's the fact that you feel comfortable enough to go out here and treat women like they in ways that you know you wouldn't want a man to treat your own mom. For those men who are like that, because you got some men, they don't care. They be like, oh well, that's her life, that's her business, they ain't got nothing to do with me. See, when you got somebody that's cold-hearted, that's that callous, that's that disrespectful, that is that insensitive, he don't give a damn about nobody. He don't care about, he one of them type that won't care about his homeboy or anything. He the type that he'll have drugs on him, and if y'all get pulled over by the cops and y'all in the car together, he gonna throw the drugs on you as soon as he see the cops come to try to frame you with the drugs. That's the kind of person he is. And you meet people like that, dudes, I'm trying to tell you, if you got a homeboy, if you hang around a family member, you know, guys who have that kind of attitude, that mentality, you better run, because guess what? If they don't care about their own mom, they're not going to care about trying to screw with your woman and disrespecting your woman or your children, your daughters. How the hell would you sit up there and promote that and be around somebody who's like that and be comfortable to be around them? Some people you got to love from afar, homeboy, and now you be like, nah, man, I can't be around you because you too disrespectful to females. Oh. You soft, nigga. You soft. No, I'm not soft. I'm a gentleman, and you have a problem with that. And it's always the no good ones that was trying to make you feel bad for being a decent person. It's always them. They want to get mad at you because you're a decent person, and they're not a decent person. So they try to make you feel like you weak or you soft or you a punk and stuff because they want to go out here and be a fool and be disrespectful. That doesn't make you a punk. It takes a lot. It's easy to go out here and be disrespectful to somebody. It takes a lot, but it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage and heart to not do that to people. It takes a lot of strength and courage and heart to just be a good, upright, standing person. I mean, yeah, you could have your imperfections because we all do, and character flaws and stuff, but you don't have to let those character flaws and those imperfections dominate your being, dominate your personality, dominate your actions, and dominate the way you do things and the way you treat people. You don't have to allow those imperfections and character flaws to do that. Those are choices. You know, I have some ways about me, boy. Let me tell you, my best friends can tell you the previous me before I grew up and matured. Oh, I'm surprised. I'm telling you, I know that the universe been watching over me, because there's no way I should not already be either incarcerated for life, in prison for life, or be 6 feet under. Because I used to have a very hot head and a nasty attitude. Not just being nasty to people in general. Now, I wasn't one of those. I wasn't the type that would just be mean and nasty to you or start no mess with you. But as soon as you looked at me sideways, you roll your eyes at me, or you look in my way, or you look at me and then you start whispering, laughing at somebody, laughing. Oh, I was get you. I remember when I was in high school, and one of my best friends, I know she remembered this because we had talked about this a couple of years ago. She remembered. She's like, you remember when you jumped out the car? But see, we was in a racist area. See, this is a different situation. This not with, But I'm just saying this. I'm bringing this up to say how I have matured with my temper. Because I used to have a temper. I still have it, but I control it now. I learned to control it. I learned not to let those negative character flaws and those imperfections rule me and control me. But these people, these 3 people, white people in the car, decide they want to throw their drinks at the car that we were in. You calling us the N words and stuff. Now we're at a traffic light and they're doing this. I guess they figure, oh, it's 2 females in there. What they gonna do? Me kept a bat on me and a machete or a knife or a gun. I always kept weapons on me. So I got out my friend's car rather, and with my baseball bat, and I bust out the driver's window. I bust the driver in the face with the bat. I sure did. I swung in, then I went over to the passenger side. I bust out that window. I bust that person in the face. The person in the back seat was trying to get out. I ran and I opened up the passenger door and I grabbed him by his ankles and pulled him because he was trying to get away, and I pulled him out and I beat him with the bat. Got back in the car and we took off. I used to have a temper. And I don't brag about it. I'm just amazed that I'm still here. That's why I'm telling you, you don't mess with people's emotions and heart. And a lot of guys have been like, oh, she crazy, or she done lost her mind. If you keep toying with a person's emotions, and this is even females do this more. I think females do this more than men. Because I've seen it. I've seen it in grocery stores. I think that's the most degrading thing for a woman to do to a man, is to yell at him and curse at him and be rude and disrespectful to him in a public setting. Just because he asks a question, or because you can't have your way, or because you in a bad mood. Even if you and him had some issues that was going on prior to you all getting to the store, don't bring that crap in the store and deal with that when y'all get back home. But don't be embarrassing him and putting him in that kind of situation, because what often happens, guys who take that are usually good guys. And then, you got the bad guys that go out here and treat women in a kind of way and stuff. And a lot of females will leave a good guy like that to go, that is wholesome and good, to go be with a bad boy. I don't get it. But some, I think it's kind of like a double jeopardy in a way, to a degree, when it comes to a female, well, a guy being respectful or disrespectful to a female. If the guy is just a disrespectful person in general, he's going to be deceitful, and he's going to, he's going to play mind games with you and stuff. But you got people who will be in relationships for years, several years, and then the person would change on them. They'll start showing their true colors, or they'll get around the wrong crowd of people, and then they decided this is how they want to be, or they start giving into certain temptations and stuff, and now, they bring that mess into their relationship or their marriage now, and so it creates problem and discord. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't blame women for the wrong decisions and wrong choices that men make in relationships or what have you. when they're being deceitful, when they're lying, when they decide they want to change, because as they say, it's like a wolf in sheep clothing. You can't blame the female for that. So stop blaming females and stop telling females to choose better men. No, men be better men. How about that? How about the men just be better men? Do right. Do that. Can we do that? But still, females, that doesn't mean that you let your guards down and that you neglect the responsibility that you have in that as well. Get to know the guy. Really get to know him. Now, if y'all together for a while and then he changed, that's a different story. I'm not talking about in a situation like that. I'm talking about females who just jump in relationships with a guy because he looked good, he fine, or he's seen have this kind of swag about him, or he's seen, be so cool and all that stuff, and you just jump on any guy and just give yourself to any guy, that find you appealing or that you find appealing and stuff, and you don't take your time out to get to know him. You can't then try to play victim because you didn't even allow yourself to try to get to know this man. I don't care if you grew up. I hate when people are like, oh, I grew up with him, or I grew up with her, or we went to the same school together. That doesn't mean you know them. There's a lot of people I went to school with that grew up around, and they are horrible people. They're terrible. They're awful. And I hate, oh, well, he do this. Well, he's really under all of that tough hysteria. He's really a good person. He's a good person, but he's emotionally abusing you, honey, and he's cheating on you, and he's dogging you out. That's not a good person. No, that's not a good person. Stop justifying, because guess what? When you start justifying, you're going to continue to find yourself in those situations and being a volunteer. I call it a volunteer victim. You're volunteering to be a victim. And when you volunteer to be a victim, you're no longer a victim. You are now, as they call, a corporate. you now have become part of the pack. And what do they call them? In court of law, I should know this. I worked in a civil law attorney's office. Dang, it's right on the tip of my brain. It's not corporate, but oh gosh, a person who participates in a crime. Damn, I can't think of it because my mind is so full. But y'all know what I'm trying to say, right? Yeah, accessory. Yeah, don't be an accessory. You now an accessory when you put yourself in that kind of situation, when you see all those red flags. And you choose not to try to get to know the person. I mean, truthfully get to know the person. I'm sorry. We're not having sex or anything without me knowing your social security number, your date of birth. I need to know your driver license number. I need to know your family. I need to meet your parents. I need to meet your siblings. Like, yeah, I'm old school like that, honey. Oh, well, that's probably why I'm still single. Because I just don't give in like that. I don't give in. They think I'm crazy. Looking at me like, dang, girl, you just doing too much. No, I'm not doing too much. Not doing too much. I need to make sure you are who you say you are. And I need to make sure that I don't get myself and find myself in those situations that I'm going to be regretting. Especially if the person is abusive. Because a lot of times people will hold their abusiveness and they won't show it. I had an ex kick me down a flight of stairs because he got caught cheating. And he got angry at me. And he tried to use and anything to try to take it out on me. He decided he wanted something different to eat after we talked on the phone, and he told me what he wanted to eat, and I cooked it. And he reached home and he's like, he don't want that. He wanted me to cook something else. And I told him I wasn't going to do it. So he used that as an opportunity to take his frustration and anger out on me because I caught him cheating. And kicked me down a flight of marble stairs, which I still have the bruise on my back. And that was over 20 years ago. Over 2 decades ago. And I still have the bruise on my back. And guess what? I left. It wasn't no I'm sorry. What no, I'm fair to make it up to you. I didn't give him opportunity to do none of that, because once you put your hands on me, once you show me that you're going to be physically or emotionally or psychologically abusive to me in any form or fashion, I'm gone. There's no second chance, seriously. And women, you got to stop allowing yourselves to be victimized like that. Stop making it easy to be victimized and be abused. Don't make it easy. Because when you do that, that's not going to help the ones who like to abuse. And there's guys that be abused too by women. I've seen it. I've seen it. Me and a guy filled out as friends because he wanted to stay with this abusive female. You know where he's at now and where she's at? Yeah. He's 6 feet under and she's in prison. So I don't play that abusiveness at all. Don't raise your voice at me. Don't rear up at me. Don't jump in my face. Don't jump up at me, especially if I'm sitting down and you jump up at me and over me, all aggressive. Oh, I'm gone. I'm done. I'm gone. Ain't no, I want to go and hit you. No, I'm gone. Because if you do that, you'll eventually hit me. You'll slip up, your anger get the best of you. Before you know it, you'll be able to punch me or something. I'm not fit to have it. Hell no, I'm gone. Yeah. So that's what I want to talk about. I need you guys to give me your feedback. Let me know what you all think about it. Let's see. What is his? Okay, it says you have a sixth sense like butterflies in your stomach. That gut feeling you get. Yeah, sometimes you get those gut feelings, but sometimes you don't. Especially when you've been in a relationship with someone or married to someone for a long time. You don't get those gut feelings and those butterflies in your stomach. Some things just really happen out the blue, you know. Just to reiterate about the guy who was married to his wife for 25 years and they have 5 children together, and then he up out of the sun, so he gay. Because he been hiding it and he's always been attracted to men and stuff. But you going to do this to us 25 years later, 5 children later, talking about you gay? You know, and people start blaming her. They immediately went on the attack on her. Well, she should have known there had to be some kind of sign that she seen. She wasn't looking at the red flag. She probably at the time did it. Because sometimes we don't catch it right away. Because say, for instance, if you have fathers who have daughters, they may do their daughter's hair sometimes. They may polish their daughter's fingernails. Nobody would look at that as be like, oh shoot, he gay. They'd be like, oh, that's so cute. Look how loving he is. He's giving her a manicure. He's pampering her. He's teaching her how she should be treated by men. That's the first thing people say. Most people not going to look at that and be like, oh, he gay. Look at him. He polishing his daughter's nail. He doing her hair. He must be gay. Most people don't think that when they see a father catering to his daughter. So, you know, you can't look at something like that and just automatically be like, he must be gay. Yeah, I know we've been married for a while, but he polishing our daughter's fingernails, brushing her hair and stuff. Yeah, his ass gay. There's heterosexual male hairdressers. I know they hard to find, but there are some out there. You know, I mean, like, come on, people. But, you know, so yeah, sometimes it's not that cut and dry, that simple majesty. It's not his most sacred majesty on Instagram. It's not really that simple, even with the sixth sense, because a lot of times that sixth sense doesn't start kicking in, and we don't find ourselves needing to use it until certain things transpire. But anywho, thank you all for tuning in. This is going to be uploaded. I'm going to upload this up to my YouTube channel. For my Let's Talk People show on All That Chats is the YouTube channel. So make sure you go and subscribe. Also, in this video above, rather in the description, I'm going to put a link to my advocacy work, my campaign, Gloves On campaign to advocate for people with chronic diseases and illnesses and disabilities. All I need is you to take out about 10 seconds to give me your signature. That's it. You don't have to make a donation. You don't have to create an account. Just sign with your email, your legal government name, and that's it. And I really appreciate you guys for your support and for watching. You all have a great weekend. Be safe. God bless, one love, and don't let this coronavirus drive y'all mad, okay? Because people just doing too much. Now take care. Peace and blessings. Later.